It's 8 p.m. on a Thursday night. You can't be bothered to cook, so you order takeaway. While you're waiting for it to get there, you're scrolling online, and you see a pair of shoes that you really love. You think to yourself, I've been good, I deserve this. So you take some money out of your savings to pay for it, but you still feel guilty. This is the story of Anna. Anna decides she's going to get serious with her savings. She's done overspending. She's sacrificed her daily lattes. She's sacrificed the weekly dinners with her colleagues. She's sacrificed her summer vacation plans. And in this first week, she saved 100 euros. Then, one night, she can't be bothered to cook. She orders takeaway. She takes little money out of her savings. She's waiting for it to get there. She's scrolling online. She sees an outfit that she really, really loves. She takes some money out of her savings. 100 euros is spent. And she thinks to herself, oh, I've already ruined it. She was not undisciplined. She fell into a very predictable pattern. We have been taught that we need to sacrifice in order to succeed. Sacrifice your daily lattes to save more. Sacrifice the foods you love to get your dream body. And we call this discipline. But then why do so many people feel behind or unsuccessful when they sacrifice so much? What if the more you sacrifice, the less you succeed? After years of working with women who have been taught to sacrifice to financially succeed, I see a very clear pattern, and I call it the cycle of sacrifice. The first step in the cycle of sacrifice is to create a rule, a promise to yourself. I will not spend money for 30 days. This creates pressure. Psychologists call this reactance. The moment you tell yourself, I can't have that thing, it becomes the only thing that you want. It's just human nature. Then, the inevitable. You slip up. You break your rule. The second step in the cycle of sacrifice is called the screw it mentality. Once you've broken your rule, your brain flips into something called disinhibition. I've already failed, so screw it. You spend more money than what you would have done if there were no rule at all, and you're having the time of your life because spending triggers a dopamine hit. Then, the final stage of the cycle of sacrifice, the guilt hangover. You've had a hard come down from that spending high, and your motivation comes back with a new rule, a new promise. Next time, I will be more disciplined. I will sacrifice more to make up for what I spent. And the cycle repeats. So it's not that you didn't want success bad enough. It's that you've been taught a strategy that requires you to go against your human nature. We already know this in other areas. In dieting research, those who go on restrictive diets are far more likely to regain the weight soon after. Not because they don't care, but because restriction creates the exact behavior that breaks the strategy to success. So if success cannot come from more sacrifice, it has to come from somewhere else. The answer is to sacrifice what you don't love and keep what you do. In money, this is spending only on what you value, and sacrificing what you don't value that leads to a more rewarding path to financial success. For example, keep spending money on the coffees and the clothes if you value quality time and fashion, but drastically decrease your spending on the alcohol or the Uber Eats if that's what you don't value. This is called a strategic sacrifice. We know from behavior research that humans repeat actions that feel rewarding, and we avoid ones that feel like loss. So if your strategy for success requires you to be at your most disciplined and to be sacrificing at all times, it's like trying to run a marathon by sprinting. It'll work for a little while, but the strategy guarantees that you won't finish. But if you are strategically sacrificing, you are keeping what you love and you're cutting the rest, you are more likely to be consistent. When you are consistent, your confidence will build, and when confidence builds, success will follow. And that is why the more you sacrifice, the less you succeed. Thank you. you.